In a world where masculinity is often confused, fatherhood is undervalued, and homes are breaking under the weight of absent leadership, God is calling men back to their original design. Biblical fatherhood is not a cultural trend or personal choice. It is a divine mandate. When a man takes his place in God's order, families flourish, generations are shaped, and nations are transformed. The Bible outlines three essential roles that define a godly man's purpose. These roles are not optional or independent. They are interconnected and reflect the heart of God for the family. When a man embraces these roles under the lordship of Christ, he brings stability, blessing, and spiritual covering to his household. Let us explore in depth the ultimate roles of a godly man. Number 1, priest, the spiritual leader of the home. The first and most foundational role of a godly man is that of a priest. In the Old Testament, the priest served as a mediator between God and the people. Similarly, the godly man stands before God on behalf of his family. This role is not about wearing robes or performing rituals, but about walking in a daily, intimate relationship with God and guiding the family into his presence. As priest, a man is responsible for the spiritual atmosphere of his home. He leads by example in prayer, Bible study, worship, and obedience to God. He prioritizes God's word and ensures that his family is rooted in truth. Like Job, who offered sacrifices on behalf of his children, Job 1 verse 5, a priestly father regularly prays for his spouse and children, interceding for their spiritual growth, protection, and destiny. Being a priest also means modeling holiness. He must be set apart in conduct, speech, and thought, living in a way that reflects Christ to his family. His life becomes a sermon his children watch every day. This spiritual leadership is not oppressive or authoritarian, but humble, loving, and servant-hearted, pointing his family to the ultimate high priest, Jesus Christ. Number 2, husband, the covenant keeper and Christ-like lover. The second role of a godly man is that of a husband, which is more than simply being a spouse. It is a covenantal role rooted in sacrificial love and unwavering commitment. In Ephesians 5, verse 25, Paul exhorts husbands to love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself for her. This is the highest standard of love, a love that gives, serves, and even lays down its life. A godly husband is a protector, provider, friend, and partner. He honors his wife, not only in public, but in private. He listens, encourages, and affirms her worth. His leadership in the home is not harsh or self-seeking, but servant-hearted and respectful. He treats his wife as a joint heir of the grace of life. 1 Peter 3 verse 7. Understanding that the marriage relationship mirrors the relationship between Christ and his bride, the church. Moreover, his role as husband is crucial to the success of his fatherhood. A man who loves his wife well creates a secure and loving environment for his children. His relationship with his wife teaches his children how love, respect, forgiveness, and partnership work. When he honors his wife, he sets the tone for how his sons will treat women and how his daughters will expect to be treated. Number 3, father, the discipler, nurturer, and builder of legacy. The third role, and often the most visible, is that of a father. However, biblical fatherhood is far more than providing food, shelter, or education. It is a calling to disciple, nurture, and train the next generation in the ways of the Lord. Proverbs 22 verse 6 instructs, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." Likewise, Ephesians 6 verse 4 tells fathers not to provoke their children to wrath, but to bring them up in the nurture and instruction of the Lord. This role involves intentional teaching, consistent discipline, friendliness, encouragement, correction, and affirmation. A father's words and actions carry great weight. His blessing, or lack thereof, can shape a child's identity. He must be present, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. He listens, guides, and builds confidence in his children, helping them discover their God-given purpose. Discipline is part of fatherhood, but it must be rooted in love and consistency, not anger or frustration. Hebrews 12, verse 6 reminds us that the Lord disciplines those he loves, and a godly father mirrors this by correcting his children with wisdom and gentleness, helping them grow in character and truth. Biblical fatherhood also involves legacy building. A father doesn't just prepare his children for life, he prepares them for eternity. His greatest success is not measured by what he leaves to his children, but what he leaves in them: faith, values, and a living relationship with God. In conclusion, biblical fatherhood is a divine responsibility that requires strength, humility, and dependence on God. When a man functions as a priest, he covers his home spiritually. When he serves as a husband, he cultivates love and unity. When he fathers with purpose, he raises a generation that honors God. In a world where fatherhood is often undermined or misunderstood, the Bible presents a clear and powerful picture of what it means to be a man after God's heart. Through the roles of priest, husband, and father, a godly man becomes a channel of God's love, truth, and presence to his family and community. It is a high calling, and one that brings deep fulfillment and eternal reward. If this message encouraged you, hit that like button, subscribe for more faith-based content, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. I'll see you in the next video. God bless you.
Please like, subscribe, and share.